Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live with Hani and Friends. I'm Hani, your host and founder of HaniLas.com, my sweet and savory food blog. Welcome, everyone. Today, it's the first day. I'm streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I don't know if it's working on Instagram. Please, if you are on Instagram, let me know. Or maybe, guys, if you can check the Instagram Haniela's page if it's working and if we are live there. Welcome, everyone. If you are having trouble viewing it on Instagram, maybe it's horizontal, you can hop on to YouTube, where you can also join the chat section with everyone. So hello. This is our 272nd episode. Amazing. We're going to do Halloween Cookie Platter cookies, because Halloween is around the corner. And as always, guys, I prepared for you a live stream newsletter. And this newsletter can be found on my blog, or you can just click on the QR code in the upper right corner and it will take you to that newsletter. So also, this is a new feature on StreamYard, so let me know if it works, the QR code. So in this newsletter, this is a free newsletter, you can find tools that I will be using in today's live stream, along with some inspiration for future tutorials. Let's not forget, it's October, it's a breast cancer awareness month. So don't forget to make your appointments for your regular screenings. So let's see. Hello, who is here? Hi, Byron. Thank you so much. Hi, Jen. Hello, Liz. Lynn. Hi, Kim. Hello, everyone from a sunny and fall-like day in Missouri. Yes, how is everyone doing? Let us know in comment section. Hi, Kathy. Hello, Sally. I hope you are doing well, Kim. Hello, Jalen. Did I say it correctly? Hi, how is it going? Oh, there is no, it's not on Instagram. Okay. Very strange. Okay, I have to work on it. So thank you for checking that. Hey, Jeremy. Kim just celebrated 3 years cancer-free. Yay. Absolutely. Schedule your mammograms and your screenings. September was a nightmare. I'm so glad that month is over. I'm sorry to hear that it was a nightmare. Oh, and yes, yes. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Happy birthday. I hope you had a good day. All right, folks. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but I wanted to, before we get started with the tutorials, I also wanted to tell you I published a new tutorial on YouTube, these cute little candy corn bear cookies. You can check it out on YouTube. And do you guys remember last year we also made mildly scary bear cookies with the same cutter? And these are also on my YouTube channel, so you guys can check it out. And if you are more into soft cutout cookies, have you guys tried my soft pumpkin cookies? They're absolutely delicious. Recipes on the blog. This recipe makes ton of cookies. So you guys can find it on the blog. By the way, the link to the blog, and this is going to be, let's see, where is the QR code? So here, now I'm going to switch it. So it's a new QR code that links to my website. All right. So let's see. I can remove this screen here and have a look at the comment section. Hello, Adric. Hello, Colleen. You ate too much. That's fantastic. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Good luck, Kim. I'm having a soup, and of course, I just burned. Oh, no. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. I hope you can, I don't know, use some ice or something to make it better. Thank you, Jen. All right. So let me go ahead and get started with the first step, and that's going to be the cute little bat. So let me bring up the screen though. So here is the platter. These are undecorated. So I had some cookies laying around, and I actually was inspired by a Halloween background that I saw on Pinterest. And I thought, why not try something different? So I put together, I had this platter is made out of sunflower shape. That's the base. That's the base that everything is like my um, first layer. And then on that layer, I have smaller cookies, small ghosts, bats, also stars, and mini pumpkins. So we're going to turn it into something like this. Okay. So let's start with the bats. So for the bats, this is a rather small cookie. You can get away with 20-second consistency, but since I will be using same black to create the cobweb on the sunflower shape, I am using 15-second consistency here. If you don't want to use black, you can also use, I think gray would be great to use, or other colors. You could even use purple or green if you want to avoid using black. Okay, guys. Hello. Hello. Soledad. Hello, hello. Thank you. Oh, so now I'm using wet on wet royal icing decorating, making the eyes. So I pop the orange in there and then black and then white for the reflection. I'm letting the middle section crust for about 20 minutes and then we can add the wings. Do you guys have beds where you live? Because we have beds also here in Spain. We had them in Pennsylvania. Oh, it was amazing to watch them. They're very beneficial. They eat bugs. One time we had a bat sleeping on the side of the house, which was really strange during the day. So now what I'm adding these slight kind of curved lines across while the wing is still wet. And I'm going to come in with the scribe tool and just go over it, kind of marble it in a little bit. Jeremy needs to make some spritz cookies in the shape of bats for a cookie box. What? Neat. How do you make a cookie box? I didn't love the idea of doing black dough. Yes. I think purple. Purple would be nice. Or, I mean, why don't you make them chocolate? I mean, chocolate would be great, I think. Oh, really? Is it? Is it the only? Wow, that's great because yeah, is it called spotted lanternflies? I know which ones you mean. I think they are really destroying everything, right? I think they're after also like wine, um, vineyards and stuff. I'm not sure. Whoa. Okay. Ooh, that scared me. When my daughter was little, there was a bat that somehow got in her Well, I'm not surprised that totally freaked her out. No wonder she really doesn't like bats. I think she was about 7. Well, that would freak me out. Oh my goodness, that's a really a traumatic experience. Bats, they I don't know if I think they do carry rabies. I think so. So let's do the second wing. You could also get the black cocoa powder, Jeremy, I think, to make them black. So these are quite simple, right? So that's all you have to do. We're just going to add those orange lines and then we can set those aside and let those dry. Oh, there is a cookie press with a bat disc. I'm so ancient. I had no idea. I don't even own a cookie press. That's how bad it is. So once these are done, you can set them aside and forget about them until they are dry. Let me show you how to make the ghosts. This is such a cute cutter. I can't remember where this cutter came from. I don't know if it's a Wilton, but you can use any kind of small. Even if you don't have this shape, you could use a teardrop shape or something like that. It will work. I don't think it doesn't have to be this exact shape. So I'm using 15-second consistency here. We're going to do very simple ghost, white base, and I'm just going to make 2 black eyes, making 2 oval shapes into the wet white icing. So the black should be also about 15 seconds. And after this, I'm going to let this dry. Although you could airbrush this while it's still wet or doesn't have to be completely dry. To airbrush, I'm going to use purple instead of, I was going to do black, but then I changed my mind. And I'm just going to airbrush the bottom. And I'm using my giant airbrush. I linked it in the newsletter if you guys wanted to check it out. It's there. I've had it for now 12 years. Hello, Mary. Yes, bats do carry viral diseases for rabies, and they count for more than, yeah. I don't know if you guys remember the show. It was a show. It was called I Shouldn't Be Alive or something like this. And there was a story about a girl who got bit by a bat. She did survive, but it was quite dramatic. All right, so now let's do the cute little jack-o'-lanterns. I decided to do something different here. I'm using 2 shades of orange. This one is the dark orange for the very bottom. Both of these are about 15 seconds. And then coming in with lighter orange, and we're going to shape the dark orange into the light orange, create the signature pumpkin segments, and give it kind of more interesting look. Do you... Hi, Mary. I'm here. Sorry, I'm late, busy at work, so haven't been able to join the past month or so, but have been watching the replays. Thank you for joining us today. So glad to have you. So with the scribe tool, you can shape the icing, and now I'm just gonna make the eyes and the mouth. Again, I'm using 15 seconds. You can see it sinking into the base. Do you helicopter your royal icing in the bag before flooding to get rid of air bubbles? Sometimes I do, but not too often. When I see that there's a lot of bubbles, I will do that. But I'm always afraid that I'm going to it's gonna make a mess. That's all. I mean, I would, if I do it, I have to be away from this wall behind me, because once anything hits that wall, I have to redo it, and it's impossible because we just mix the colors by, we didn't measure anything. So if I do it, I will do it outside of this room, but I don't do it very often. I have to say, I do it when I see that the icing has excess bubble amount. And then I try to actually push the spatula on the sides of the bowl, so it helps. And also resting helps, I find. I prefer actually massaging the bag over the helicopter method, I have to say. So now once that this dries or crust, you can airbrush the edge with, again, I'm using purple for this. You are correct, but there is like 10 cases of rabies in the US per year. So yeah, all 8 of those are bad. And the 2 are what? Can you tell us? I know that squirrels, we thought that squirrels carry rabies, but my husband got bit by a squirrel by trying to remove it from the house, being so gentle with it. It was a baby squirrel and it bit him here. I don't know what this part is called. Anyway, it's very, very painful. Don't try to handle a squirrel. And I remember we had to go to an emergency or something. He did get a tetanus shot, but they called the local, I guess, I don't know, is there a rabies center? I don't know, disease center, I guess. And there is not, there. I remember this was a while ago, there has not been a case of a squirrel carrying rabies at that time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. Squirrels. I was absolutely certain, but it wasn't the case. Thank God with us. Yes, that's true. You can. I mean, once you cut the tip, I mean, if you do cut the tip, I suggest using a little clip to put it on. But then, if you do the helicopter and you are really like, trying to take off, it may come off, and then yeah, the icing may splatter. Unfortunately. All right. So this was the, and then we have this is an unusual shape for Halloween, but in this background that I used as inspiration, there was a star. And so I thought it added something interesting. So I decided to keep it. And I'm using same green color, except it's more fluid. As you can see, it's not piping consistency as I used for the pumpkin, but 15 to 20 seconds here, because this is a small star. And for some texture, I decided to add sanding sugar. So you can use your green Christmas sanding sugar to dust icing to give it some shine and also some texture. And I'm using a coffee filter here. And then I decided to airbrush the edges again with purple. I honestly don't use the turntable very often when I decorate cookies. I mainly use it when I airbrush. I find that for airbrushing, it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm not familiar with that, but I hope these are not too terrifying for you, Jeremy. And this is the difference. You see the one that is airbrushed and it's purple, airbrush with purple, but when you hit the green, it kind of looks black almost. And so this one is on the right is not airbrushed. So you can see the difference. You can, but you don't. You really don't have to. Since I'm not, I didn't even for the like I said, even for the ghost, because I didn't. I'm not using a stencil, and so nothing is sitting on top of the cookie. So you don't have to really wait for it to dry or crust. But I like the surface to be somewhat set because I find if I use the airbrushing them too close, then the air can kind of mess up the icing surface of the icing if it's still completely wet. So I'd say, give it 20 minutes or something. But with the stars, you can airbrush those right away, I think, because the sugar is there. So I don't think the airbrush is going to be strong enough to actually remove the sanding sugar from icing. Kathy, you have always have such great questions. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Oh, I love Oxo brand. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Oxo brand. I love it. But I don't have, obviously, I don't have the, like I said, I don't have the press. So without further ado, let's remove this screen here. And let's see if I can do this. All right. Icing break. Do you guys know what's coming? Do you know what's coming? What's coming? Let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds. What is coming now? Do you guys know? Anyone? Anyone knows what's coming now when we have icing break? All right. So Sally sent me a couple of things that she made. I'm so excited to share these with you. I made the slide a bit slower this time because I know last time it was so quick we couldn't enjoy it. So these are the pillows we did 2 weeks ago. Remember in the live stream? So Sally did those already. And beautiful cupcakes and stenciled heart. Oh, and I'm in love with these. Oh, these are so fall. Perfect. I love cute little pumpkins. And look at these guys. I don't have this cutter. That would be really nice to have that cutter. And these. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry that I would love a piece. A little cookie would be nice. Sally is a pro at making Oreos now because she's been making them for so long, and I love all your different chocolate transfers. And look at this beautiful platter. Hello, fall. It's definitely here. Fall is definitely here. Oh, and these cute little mug cookies. So thank you for sending this, Sally. In the love craft. Okay, this is I feel like we started watching Big Bang Theory a couple of days ago, and I feel like what's her name? The Penny? Reading your comment now, I feel like Penny and you're Sheldon, What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so it's a good choice. The green star, it's thumbs up. Excellent. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Oh, yes, you can email it to me. You can email it to me. Or you can send it via Instagram. But email works. If you look in the description box under this video, there is email that you can use to send your cookies. I would love to share next time when we are live. Yes, I would love it. Please do. Of course, Sally. Of course, I love them. Everybody loves them. Okay. So let's continue with the last and the most important, I think, is the base cookie. And I really like this shape because, the petals, I will show you. I have the cookie here. I have the platter here in front of me. But the reason I decided to use, first of all, I had a lot of the sunflower shapes baked, but I like that they kind of lock, I don't know if you can see that. Let me switch this. I don't know if I can switch it or I will remove it. I like that they lock. like this, like it's almost like a little puzzle. I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks really nice on a plate. So there's not like a huge gap. So it almost looks like it's on purpose. And you can kind of manipulate it in a way, so it looks natural and you can make a circle. So I like that. So let's bring this up again. So what I'm doing here, I'm outlining with 15 second. This is a light orange. You can also option for dark orange, depends on your preference, or you could do it white. We're going to be doing spider web, cobweb design on these first using wet on wet. Then I'm going to go over it with another layer of icing, dipping it in sanding sugar, and then the last step is airbrushing. So this one is, I think, the most complicated, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And the last airbrushing step, it's actually, it just happened by chance. And I will explain why later when we get to that step. So after this, you want to smooth the icing across. I'm using my fix scribe tool to make sure that I do it quickly because I have to do some wet on wet, so I don't want to waste my time on smoothing out the icing because it can start crusting. And then switch to, now you can do this base. The base can be done also with white if you don't want to do black, but I really like the black, and then we're gonna go over it with white once it dries or crusts really well. So the type of a cobweb you decide to do, it's up to you. You can do a full cobweb on a whole cookie. You can do a partial. You can do a little triangle. It can be broken up, in little pieces. They don't have to be the same on all the cookies. So you can make it as difficult for you as you want or as easy for you. Okay. Okay, Jeremy, trust me, everything about the green star, I don't even know how to say this. Is it soft? Is terrifying. Imagine unspeakable horrors, evil cults. Oh, okay. Okay, I believe you. I believe you. Okay, so I suppose it's not so good. It's not so good that I included the green star, but I think it's very cute. It's very cute. I'm gonna blame the folks who created the black background that I was inspired by. But maybe we can create our own star. This is we can give me some more positive energy. Oh my. Okay, I'm not gonna look at the green ever the same way. I think after reading this. Yes, I agree. More the merrier. You're doing 48 boxes again. Is this for your Christmas boxes? Are you already planning those, or is this for Thanksgiving that's coming up? All right, so I'm using black icing here. And to do this, you want to make sure that you don't cut your piping bag too big. I'm using a tipless piping bag, so you want to cut it fairly small because as it sinks into the wet layer, orange layer, it's going to spread a little bit. So unless you want thick lines, that's okay. But if you, excuse me, if you are looking for a kind of like a finer line, make sure that the opening is not too big. Now, this is optional. I decided to go over it with a scribe tool just to kind of make it all kind of connect together. Oh, you do a Halloween box. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, that's why you're doing beds. Duh, right? That's exciting. Amazing. So now that the icing, I let it dry, but you can also just let it crust. I'm going to do a cobweb, but I'm doing it in a way that I'm not completely covering the black. So I'm piping the white basically on the side of the black. So in my case, I'm piping it on the left side. You may option do it on the right side. Just don't cover the black. You want the black to be visible after we are done. I don't know if I mean I have a recipe for piped chocolate Viennese swirls, but I don't think it's the same. I'm not sure if it's the same as Spritz recipe. You make 12 of different kinds. Amazing. That keeps you busy for hours and hours. They must absolutely love you. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add texture again, just like we did with the stars, but I'm not going to use green. I'm going to use white standing sugar. So you want to dust it right after. And your white icing, it doesn't have to be piping consistency. It can be somewhere between piping and 20, somewhere around there. So it's easy to pipe. And here are the cookies. Now these look fine, but I decided to airbrush them. And here is what I was going to tell you. This was it just happened by chance because I was going to use black airbrush color, and I was going to airbrush the outer edge to give it more kind of dramatic look and kind of tie it with the star and the ghost because those are airbrushed. But I'm like, oh, I don't feel like cleaning the airbrush because the black is pain to clean. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use purple. Why not? But I wasn't thinking that because my cobweb is white, so it's gonna turn purple as well. And I absolutely adore the effect. So I kept going with purple because it turned white purple. And again, here you can see that I'm not airbrushing perpendicular. My airbrush gun is kind of it's not parallel, but it's almost parallel with the cookie. So I'm not perpendicular. Oh, I'm sure you keep them plenty happy, Jeremy. It's wonderful what you do. Okay, and then you just repeat it on all the other cookies. Now this platter, it comes together very quickly. I find that it's the most time consuming is the cobweb. But like I said, if your white icing is not super firm, it's going to go better. You don't want it to be too fluid. So you can see I'm changing the position of the airbrush gun, the angle, and now we can airbrush with purple. And you can see here really turntable comes handy. You don't need to add a lot airbrush food coloring. I don't know, for this project, try 3 drops and you should be good with all the cookies. All right. And then all you have to do is put it together. So like I showed you before, here is my platter that is undecorated, right? So ideally, what I suggest when making the platters, and you kind of set it up like this undecorated, take a picture of it. And then once it's decorated, it's going to be much easier for you to assemble it. And it's best to also test it, what kind of platter, what kind of plate, or where am I going to display it, or is it going to fit in the box. So also, make sure if you're giving it to someone, make sure that you have something that you can kind of package it in. Otherwise, it's not going. You can obviously still package it. You can put it on a plate and then put some kind of into some kind of a poly bag or something like that. But maybe you have a bakery box that it will fit in, so that might be a better option. And and here are the finished ones. So this is how I ended up actually using, I think, less bats because at the end, I think I didn't use all of them because it was too busy. I didn't want to cover all the nice cobweb detail with other cookies. But I have to say, I'm really proud of myself because I often overdo it. I was going to do. I was going to airbrush the ghost with. Oh, and here's my little. I didn't use it, but I was going to airbrush the ghost using this stencil, and I'm so glad I didn't. I thought it would tie with the cobweb on the base, but then it would be too busy, right? So you sometimes less is more. So I think these turned out really cute. I love the ghost and the purple, and I'm glad I didn't have to use purple airbrush food coloring. All right. Oh yes, yes. Thank you. You too, Kim. But really, it's very. I don't know if I mean, once you get into decorating, more into decorating, you feel like you need to add more details and more. But often it's not the case. Sometimes less is more. So it's very hard to stop adding details. Yes, the ghosts are definitely, yes, totally. And you could make the ghosts without the airbrush. It's super easy to do. All you have to do is color some purple icing, put it on the bottom, and then just like blend it in with a palette knife, and you've got yourself kind of like a watercolor design. They are not attached. They are not. I didn't glue them together. They're just touching. So you can have it as a. It kind of doubles as a decoration on a table, on a dessert table, or if you. Oh, I see what you maybe you want to know. If you wanted to put it in a bakery box, what I would do on the bottom, I would put like parchment or something like that. It fits kind of snugly in, and I would probably glue it on the parchment so they are not shifting too much. But that's why I really like that these kind of, it's almost then they don't lock, obviously. It's not like you'll be making a wood floor, but it's a nice way that they are not going to, when you have a round cookie, it just can go anywhere, but these kind of stay in place. But that's what I would do. I would put icing on the bottom of part of the parchment, or if you have a thin cake board, I would put it in and glue it on there, and then have it in a bakery box if you want to have them kind of secured onto the base. Oh, here. When I ship platters, I just put the cookies in the box and include a color picture of an assembled platter. Perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea too. If you're going to ship these, yeah, that's definitely better than shipping it as a platter because it will take up so much space, and in the shipping it will probably get really, misplaced. So, and it's best to package these, of course, individually. If you're shipping these individually packaged in poly bags. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, June. Gracias, Monica. How much cocoa should I add to just a normal recipe to make it chocolate and dark? Is there a ratio or something? Well, I would take about, let's say quarter. I don't know how much. It depends on the amount, but I would take maybe quarter cup of flour away and replace it with quarter cup of cocoa or something like that. Depends on how chocolatey or how dark you want it. That's what I would do. Yes, they are not glued, they're loose. Not glued together with real icing whatsoever. There is no icing. You could glue them, of course, you could glue them, but I feel like if you're going to have this at party, anyone can just, some people just like minis, like you just want a little bite of sweetness. So you take a little mini, you grab it, and you go, you eat it, and then maybe you can come back for a larger cookie. You could definitely glue them on the base if you want. Yes, I agree with Kim also. Yay, that's great. I'm glad. Kind of leaning towards using candy corn multicolor and doing ghosts. Good evening to Netherlands. Hello, hello. All right, guys. So I wanted to remind you that the live stream, the schedule has changed. Those of you who are familiar, you guys know, but those of you who are not familiar with the schedule, we used to do every once a week. Now we are doing bi-weekly. So I'm going to be back on October 22nd. That's going to be right before Halloween. I haven't decided on what I'm making it, but I think I'm leaning towards the fall because we have the Halloween. I did a couple of Halloweens already, and I think I'm going to be doing fall decorating, maybe something for Thanksgiving or like general fall, maybe another platter. I'll see. Oh, here is the airbrush. Look, this is my monster airbrush that, or master, I call it monster. It's quite big. It's heavy, and I mean, I've had it for, like I said, 12 years now, and I love it. I love it, love it. But there are obviously smaller, more compact airbrushes that you can use. This one comes with food colors. So this is the one I use. I use the violet, and it's a really nice purple. How thick did you make the cookies for this platter? They are about quarter-inch, these. I usually make my cutout cookies about quarter-inch unless it needs to be thicker. But quarter-inch, it's my kind of preferred thickness for the cutouts. For decorating, if I'm making something that is not decorated, I like them a little thinner too, like Lindsay cookies or something like that. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. You burned a full tray of cookies, discovered my oven is off by 50 degrees. This is why it's so important. Wow, 50 degrees, that's insane. But I'm glad that you discovered it before cooking, I don't know, turkey or something, something that would take hours and hours and you wouldn't know. Is this a new oven? You have a Hershey stuff. Hershey stuff is good. Yeah, I think quarter cup, you're safe with quarter cup. And like Kim said, up to 1/3 of a cup. I think quarter cup, I don't know how many grams now from, I should know, but I don't remember now how many grams is that. Yes, please. We will be delighted to see them. Thank you, Byron. All right, guys. It was nice to see you again, everyone. I wish we could, I would actually see you, but it's really, really nice to see you again, catch up with you. I hope you are having a good fall so far. Oh, I had to redo 30 cookies. Oh, are you replying to June? Oh, your own is old. Oven is old. Wow. I'm sorry. So, guys, thank you so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate you coming and joining me. As always, I will be back in 2 weeks, and you would like to see some poppy cookies. Oh, I see that now. I didn't see that comment here. Poppy cookies. Oh, I'll have to think about that. We did poppy royal icing transfers, I think, a while back. Nice idea. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kim. Bye, guys.